Hey everyone and welcome back to another Tesla weekly video for today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far. So let's jump straight into this. Of course, you've probably seen this yellow car here. This is supposed to be Tesla's robo-taxi next generation vehicle type of car, let's say. And this here was of course the concept that we've seen in the Walter Isaacson book of Elon Musk. Now, of course, this is not this. Of course, there is a wrap on this car, camouflaged. I mean, we don't know what the heck is going on under that yellow wrap. Could be wing doors, could be normal doors, could be no doors. I don't know. We don't know how many sensors, cameras, you name it. So this is a funny picture. This is a funny picture. Yes, this is Tesla testing everything for the 1010 event. So I wouldn't be surprised if we would be seeing even more pictures until the event, but you cannot make any conclusions from this other than I hope Tesla will use this exact vehicle for the first, let's say, couple of seconds of the event, just so we can laugh about it, and then they reveal the new car. Or cars, should I say. Cars, because I do think they will do one last thing, one extra thing, Apple-esque type of reveal. Now, with regards to the robotaxi things, of course, things are going to move quite quickly. I've talked about Cruise, Waymo, Uber on this channel already and on Finance Junkies. So we have a couple of things here. One is from a couple of weeks, I think months ago, Uber and Cruise to deploy autonomous vehicles on the Uber platform. And then this week, Uber and Waymo expand partnership to bring autonomous ride-hailing to Austin and Atlanta. I'm going to do a completely separate video about Uber. I think Sunday, it will come out Sunday, because it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. I think there are going to be multiple players in the robotaxi autonomous vehicle segment. It's not going to be just Cruise, just Waymo. I think there's going to be a couple of Chinese players as well. And of course, there's going to be Tesla. But Uber is in a very, very special position and very unique position as well. And yeah, I don't think they will go anywhere anytime soon. I can be completely wrong. I have no shares in Uber, but I find it very, very interesting. And the company has done quite well in the last couple of years. They've turned it all around, free cash flow positive, growing quite fast, very profitable. And now with this whole autonomous thing, I think they're positioning themselves in, well, quite a good way, in a centrist way. But all of that is in another video here. Let's focus on Tesla, the numbers out of China and Europe, and of course share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, hit all the buttons, subscribe, do all of that. 53,000 subscribers already, so thank you very much for all the support. Let's try and reach 60 this year. If we reach it, great. If we don't, then not. By the way, if you haven't seen it, community post I featured yet again in a Wall Street Journal piece on Palantir retail investors. The link is also in the community post. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. All right, moving on. Continuing here, just so you know, the global ride-hailing market is estimated to be around $160 billion in 2024 and is expected to reach $384.5 billion by 2031, exhibiting a compound annual growth rate of 13.3% in the next 7 years. Of course, these numbers can change depending on the evolution of the robotaxi networks worldwide, if that ever happens, of course. Then you've got here also the regional insights from Coherent Market Insights, so 37.4%. That's the estimated market revenue share in North America. So 37.4% out of $160 billion. And you know, Tesla, Waymo, Cruise, if there's going to be an expanded robotaxi network, we know very well it's going to be in the United States, in North America first, and then expand elsewhere. For Tesla, I assume it's going to be China and then Europe. But yeah, regulations and innovation in Europe, we know how that goes. Anyways, moving on here with more Tesla news. So Tesla, with regards to the 4680 cells, reached the 100 millionth cell this week. Remember, June 5th, they reached 50 million. So that's a 2x in just 3 months. I know it's been slow for the 4680, but 2x in 3 months, I mean, We're just getting started. We're just getting started. And of course, who holds the 4680? Well, Tesla's Employee of the Month, Optimus. Moving on to Tesla China, so another great week there. Tesla China weekly insured number came in at 16,200, and as you can see right here, last year 2023, watch the yellow-orange bar that continues to go down because of the Model 3 refresh. Of course, we don't have that problem this year, and so finally, year to date, we are in the positive, although not by much, 0.2%. I expect it to increase every single week from here on out. Now, this is great. Tesla China is doing very, very well for Tesla overall, but the overall numbers year over year, of course, it's going to be quite tough for them to increase it, meaning do better overall, not just China, but Tesla worldwide, to increase their numbers from 2023. Most of the folks think it's going to be flat-ish and maybe even down year over year. I mean, if we go and look at what's been happening with the others before we jump into Europe, so this is Tesla compared to German luxury car companies and also compared to BYD and NIO week over week. BYD and NIO are down, and Mercedes, Audi, BMW are also down, while Tesla is up. So they're doing quite well there, but there is definitely some weakness, I would say, overall for the car market. Now, if we look at Tesla China weekly sales per model, so Model Y, Model 3, Model 3 had another excellent week. It's been slow, let's say, for the Model 3, but we have seen the last couple of months some strength in some weeks, so that's great. I think the Model 3 refresh looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, could potentially FSD in China play a role? Maybe, but I think it's too early to say. Now, comparing it to, let's say, its closest competitor or one of its closest competitors is the Xiaomi SU7, still outperforming that model. Would make sense, right? You would like to buy cars from a car maker, not from a phone maker, but okay, we'll see what happens. So far, so good. As for the BEV adoption in China, it reached 30.6%, so that's a record. Now, in Europe, of course, it's the complete opposite. In Europe, Tesla sales year to date are down 16.4%. Of course, we've seen the numbers last week from the biggest countries, Germany, France, UK, not doing very well for Tesla this year. Of course, last year was an excellent year in all of those markets. Some of those markets don't even have incentives anymore, so that plays a role as well. And then some other markets like the Netherlands, like Belgium, are increasing year over year way more, so that is softening the blow. But overall, Tesla in Europe not doing very, very well. It's down 16.4%. Let's be honest, the European economy is not doing great either. Cars, I mean, a Tesla car, like I said previously, a Tesla car in Europe is definitely an expensive car to buy. Not every country offers good rates either, so that's something to consider. Hopefully, when interest rates drop, maybe Tesla will do some promotional stuff, remains to be seen. Hopefully in 2025, things could get a little bit better, but hey, there's still a couple of months left in 2024. So let's see what happens. Let's see if these numbers can be improved. But the improvement definitely need to come from the big countries, Germany, France, and the UK. We'll see what happens. Now, moving to the United States, so EV registrations surged 18% in July, boosted by Tesla Cybertruck and new models. Now, let's be honest here, if you look here at the top right, I know I couldn't zoom in more because I wanted to include the whole list. So it's pretty clear that it's Tesla and the rest. So yeah, although Tesla, the year-over-year change is just 1.2%, volume-wise, well, the difference is quite big. So EV registrations surged 18% in July compared to the same month last year, driven by the success of newer models like the Tesla Cybertruck and the Honda Prologue, according to the latest data from S&P Global Mobility. Tesla, the EV market leader, ended a 5-month slump with a 1.2% increase in registrations, bolstered by 5,175 deliveries of the highly anticipated Cybertruck that launched in November. Other EV pickups combined sold just 5,546 units during the same period. I mean, for all the Cybertruck skeptics out there, the fact that the Cybertruck alone delivered 5,175 compared to all the other EV pickups combined is quite something, right? I mean, it's less, but it's one Cybertruck against the other EV pickups. Yeah, there is still quite a lot of demand for that monstrosity. I mean, that thing in real life is something else to see, to be honest. But yeah, I want to focus on this fact here, new models, right? Tesla does not have new models. Yes, it does have a refresh Model 3, but that's about it. We've seen the reports of the refresh Model Y. I think that's going to be a big demand driver for 2025. I think the launch of new models next year, or more model, I don't know how many models they will launch, the next generation vehicles. Affordability is a big thing. But yeah, remember there's Model 3, Model Y, S, and X. S and X are very, very expensive. And of course, there is the Cybertruck as well. And then, of course, hopefully towards the end of 2025, the Tesla Semi. But purely focused on something that's available for most of the consumers, you have to look at just two models, let's be honest. A Model 3 and a Model Y. A Model 3 has been refreshed, so that's great. And a Model Y is due for a refresh, and we could expect it probably 12 months from today. So yeah, I think 2024 is another transition year for Tesla. I know we've had quite a lot of transition years for Tesla, but then again, who planned for a pandemic, for supply chain issues, wars, conflicts all over the world? Not a lot of people, and I think they did much better than all the rest. That said, 2025 could be a great year, a year of margin expansion, revenue growth, delivery growth, production, launches of new models. Tesla Energy is still doing quite well. Maybe FSD launches outside of the United States. Well, that's the plan basically. Of course, pending regulatory approval, etc., etc. But yeah, I think, of course, when you look at the stock, then the stock is right back to the same point it was, in 2020? So, I mean, at the end of 2020 was also 230. Did the company change? Yeah, the company changed. Margins have come down. Revenue has gone up. We've made a lot of progress with regards to energy, 4680, Cybertruck, etc., etc. So, I mean, when you look at the stock, you say, oh, we've talked about that before, right? In my video of, oh, should Tesla be worth $500, meaning over $1 trillion? No, me personally, I'm a Tesla shareholder. It's my number one position. And I can openly admit that Tesla has no reason to be trading at $500 today or anytime soon, unless suddenly margins go back up to all-time highs. I highly doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. So yeah, 230, fine by me. If we get to the next earnings report, we see margin expansion, things get into the right direction. 1010 is actually a very, very good event, although I keep repeating the same thing again and again. I don't think what gets mentioned during that event, I don't think any of those things will be, well, of actual value in the near term for Tesla. For the long run, for sure, but in the next coming quarters, I don't think so. Unless they show us, look, this is the next generation models, this is the Model 2, this is the Model Q, or whatever. Order them today, they will be delivered next quarter. Something like that, okay. That will be a complete game changer, and the stock will probably soar on that announcement. Just speculating here, of course, wishful thinking. We'll see what happens, but I do think that despite the stock not moving much, that despite all the headlines, politics, elections, etc., despite all of that, there is a lot of good things happening around Tesla today. The stock will react eventually. Remember, the stock has to go up. The stock will go up in due time. The fundamentals have to follow as well, because yes, it's true, it's not the cheapest stock out there. Let's be honest, it's not the cheapest stock out there. $230 is quite okay right now for where the company is. Let's see what happens in the coming quarters. So that's about it for me in this video. Expect the Uber video on Sunday. It's going to be a pretty good one. I think Uber is a very good company, and it's just my opinion on the whole autonomous vehicles type of stuff, and Uber's positioning that can be completely wrong, or maybe right in the short run, completely wrong in the long run. We'll see what happens, but stay tuned, like, subscribe, do all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.